Hello, my name's James Pikeway. Welcome to the Rove Hotel podcast. And in this episode, we are speaking with Spencer Black about food.
Food, yeah. Something you eat. How's that?
I'm really curious how you even got into the hospitality industry, but how you got into the food business.
Food business.
Yeah.
Actually, growing up, Southern California, my folks and I, and sister, we used to go out a lot for dinner. The wrong side of the tracks to the Mexican restaurant. Best place in town.
Yeah. Best fish tacos you ever had.
Absolutely. No, it was, doing school, not really good at it, to be honest. I think some people are just like that way. I'm just not good at math. Can't deal with it. Can't write. Can barely scribble. So I tried college. It was horrible. Failed out. And then I started working construction. And I thought it was a hobby. And then one day, the boss came up to me with a bucket of tools for doing cement work. And he handed it to me. He's like, here you go. Here's the rest of your life. And I was just like, no. And then left that day and started kind of dishwashing, working in kitchens, and then went to a school to see if I really wanted to do it. Enjoyed that. So just continued on. It's just it felt like I just fell into it. I just enjoyed it. And then I got to go to New York and worked in New York for a few years and then traveled to Asia. And I was like, somebody who was like me from my neighborhood growing up, and then I'm traveling the world. I'm like, this is bizarre. I'm traveling the world flipping burgers. This is awesome.
How did you get to the UAE?
I was back in New York after September 11th. The job went away. Hit up a headhunter. Guy called Patrick Lands called me on my birthday in New York while I was putting drywall up in Lower Manhattan. And he said, do you want a job in Dubai? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's go.
And so here you are at the Rove Hotel.
Well, I think in a few days, it's 19 years in the UAE.
What was the transition to coming over to the Rove?
I was working with Emar in Vita, Manzil, and Pavilion. So I reopened Vita, reopened Manzil, and redid the Pavilion. Had my food trucks on the street, California boy, got to have that. It was just, I was working over there, and this place was being open. And originally, I had a concept for Vita that they brought over to Rove and kind of adapted it. And then 3 days before the Rove downtown opened, they pulled me in. You do it. Off you go. So I had 3 days.
Tell me about the daily concept, because this is kind of cool.
We try to call it like a lifestyle cafe where you come in, it's simple, hearty, easy food. The one thing that I'm always proud about what we do is we're very consistent across all the rows, but I think our food quality really surprises people, because usually when you go into a 3-star hotel, you're looking at, my option is chicken wings which isn't a bad thing, don't get me wrong, but it's like we want to have healthy salads, more fresh foods. And then we had, the simpler stuff, you got to have a burger and a club on there, but that's par for the course. So they say there's a place that you can go, you can work, you can sit in, have a great coffee, open up your laptop, do some work, have a healthy kind of lighter lunch. That's where I get it. That's my thing with it.
Keeping up with the brand, it's great food, it's consistency, as you said, but it's also environmentally responsible and a whole bunch of other things that become built into this brand that easily, as I'm thinking about it, takes you right back to your SoCal roots.
Oh yeah. We did one that kind of went off the rails a bit. I did a bring in your plastic. Mm-hmm. And we'll recycle it for you. And then for each bottle that came in, I would give you a dirham for it. Now, we've changed that because at one time we had people showing up with 5,000 bottles and 30 people. And we were like, oh, okay, so we were only doing it once a week. Now we do it every day. You bring me 20 bottles. We do recycle them. They go to Sharjah and we track where it goes. And what do we give? 50% off after that. So 50% off your bill. So it was it was a good thing it's really hard to get rid of plastic here in the Middle East because, the drinking water or different aspects. So instead of trying to throw it away, we're like, we'll recycle it for you and we'll give you a discount on top of it. All the biodegradable stuff that we introduced for the packaging and I've been using it for a really long time. It's just now that it's kind of seems to come into the mainstream, you kind of say something about it a little bit more. But before, it just seemed like the right thing to do.
Tell me about the food truck concepts that you've really embraced as well.
Yeah, well, the first ones I brought in, I think it was like the second or third in the country to bring food trucks in. The food truck kind of, for me, it was always about like the spirit of it. Here it kind of went a little bit mainstream, but when we brought it in, we really wanted to have that picnic table on the side of the road. We started doing not really fancy food, but more of kind of like an LA mixture of brisket, bao bun, and tacos with popcorn and shrimp. And then everybody would come up to us and say like burger, So we started going down the burger way, but we had a lot of cool stuff that we would do with them. And even with our little trucks, it's great that if you're doing an event outside, usually the old-fashioned way of doing catering is you cooked everything in the hotel, you put it in a hot container, you drove to a site, you set up a buffet, and everybody stood there and waited for people to eat. So this was trying to bring the kitchen to the client so we can make everything fresh there.
Sounds really interesting. The potential that you have to create new concepts out of the whole food truck idea is exciting. I mean, what keeps you excited as a person who's working in the food and beverage industry and at the Rove hotels?
Well, working with Rove, I've always been able to kind of let my mind go and not be penciled into, okay, you're an American guy, you're the chef, you can only do this and then that. They let me kind of experiment with everything. Let's try doing dinners in a garbage skip to focus on recycling food. It sounds awful, but like ugly carrots, instead of throwing them away, we'll take them and we'll use them and we'll make something out of it. And so bringing in food trucks and the potential that we can do with that, and we can go out, we do, which is weird. I do a lot of movie catering, which is an interesting little side that nobody really knows exists here. Yeah. But movies are done here. Yeah. But who's the guy that actually feeds the 400 people a day? And I've got to do that a few times.
When you think of the different properties and you think of your task, how do you keep the venues where people are coming to buy food in the hotels? How do you keep them distinct from the hotel? I mean, they're part of the hotel, but how do you keep their identity their own?
It's a hard thing.
Because each hotel has got a very particular feel, whether you're downtown
particular customers that come in. A lot of variety, whether you're going to the marina or you're going to city center. Maybe the clientele that are staying in that hotel or the demographic is completely different. And you're just trying, like I was saying before, it was just trying to keep it consistent and a good quality. It's one of those hard things about hotels, to be honest, is a lot of times people don't look at hotels if they're European or from the West, that a hotel is where you go and have a good dinner. They're always wanting to go out to the freestanding. They want to go out to the little restaurants. And here, Dubai, there's a plethora of them. There's so many restaurants here. It's almost too much, but that's another story.
How much of a rotation do you have on your menus?
Now we're rotating every 6 months. Now in the high season, we were rotating every month.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. So each hotel, 5 hotels, 6, but 5 I run, was changing the menu on a monthly basis. It was a lot of work.
That's a lot of work for the staff. But it also keeps them excited because they get variety, they get change, they get something different.
Then on one side of the menu, we had a menu that really didn't change. We called it the usual suspects. So the usual suspects were beef burger, chicken burger, pizza, pasta, the real basic kind of what everybody expects sometimes. The other menu, we were doing that as a rotation, like I said, on a monthly basis. So if you can imagine, I was doing every month, probably like 5 tastings, but it gave the staff a lot of excitement, because if you're only doing menus like twice a year, it gets very boring. And a lot of times kitchen work especially is very monotonous. You just come in, okay, today I have to cut veg, I have to slice onion, I have to cut bread. When it changes a lot, then it's really good.
One of the things I love about the venues when I've gone there, and this is going to be the craziest thing, and maybe it's by design, is I love the fact that I say, can I just have a cup of water? And I get a nice, lemon in the water. They've got a whole big pitcher there that it's coming out of.
Oh yeah,
it's that little thing that, in a sense, I've often wondered who's the person behind this, because it's kind of a taste of home where you just glass of water arrives.
Yeah, going to Australia, because everywhere you went in Australia, you get a bottle of water on the table. It's like no ask. States, the same. You get a pitcher water. So here we just put water onto the side, and here you go. Water is one of those things that for me it should always be free. Right? I was like, why are we paying for this? You have the water brigade when you go out for dinner. Yeah. Try this artisanal water. How about this water? I was like, oh, what's the flavor difference between the two? No, it should be there. It should be free. It's like air.
So here's a question for you. You've got 5 venues that you're running the F&B for. You're coming from SoCal.
Yeah.
Do you have the In-N-Out burger style menu where you've got something that's not on the menu? Because everyone, those who don't know In-N-Out burger, there's 5 things on the menu, but there's 40 things not on the menu that you can order.
Yeah.
Do you have the unwritten menu that I can come and order off of?
No, I haven't tempted that one, but I love that one. Yeah, that's actually a great idea. I'll put that down. We'll have the secret
the Rove secret menus.
Yeah.
Oh man,
what you can take. Don't talk to me about In-N-Out.
What would be your if someone's coming to one of the venues and they're coming to one of your restaurants, what would be your, hey, you must try this? Not to put you on the spot.
Yeah, not to put me on the spot. You know, for me, I'm always one of these guys that my food dictates my mood. Right. So it's always like what I feel like. I'm coming tired today. Maybe I'll just have a burger. And then you look at some of our other side where you have, the chicken dish that's done really well. People are shocked. My fallback in this hotel, every hotel that I go to, is ordering the falafel salad. It's simple.
Describe it to us.
Fried falafel. Yeah. So feta cheese, lettuce, beetroot, pine seeds, and like a tahina dressing. For me, it's simple and the flavors are great.
That's the go-to.
For me, yeah. The next guy might be something else. I'm not sure.
I look forward to seeing what's coming next on, as you move to new venues, as you've got new specialty items that might come up to
Look at La Mer, we're going
surf.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same kind of thing. You talk.
There's a food truck there.
Taco.
You got a food truck there.
Yeah. And, shrimp taco, fish taco, more a little bit of the seafoody side. We were playing with the menu the other day and, we started with grilling octopus and, little shrimp skewers, but nice little roast garlic and prawns and all.
This is a 3-star hotel. As you said, this is a mid-range hotel.
Yeah.
The food is spectacular.
Yeah.
And affordable.
It keeps guys happy. I mean, especially now we're doing, like on the weekends, we're extremely busy. We do a concept. It's not really a concept. It's like a brunch, but Dubai brunch is not a brunch. We actually do a brunch, which is breakfast and lunch, not lunch and
dinner and nightcaps and
drinks or whatever it is. Yeah. So all the places are extremely busy, and we do it's 99 dirhams, and if you know somebody, it's a buy one get one. Yeah. So it's 49 dirhams per person for like this massive breakfast and lunch
and you can also work in the restaurant. So I mean they've got it's connected. You could power up your computer and get on the Wi-Fi, eat and do some work.
Yeah. It's great for especially now when, who needs to be in an office sometimes anymore? Yeah. Why do I have to have an office? Why can't I just go into the restaurant, sit down, as you say, order a coffee and order lunch and sit there, and that's my office for the day.
Get the falafel salad.
Yeah, falafel salad for lunch. There you go. I'll tell them to order the steak so it's more expensive.
There we go. Spencer, absolute pleasure to have a conversation with you and look forward to picking up this conversation again.
Perfect.
You have been listening to the Rove Hotel podcast, and this has been a conversation with Spencer Black. He runs the F&B